Peace. Oh, think fast. You do not. Oh, it happened now, of course. Some videos I like to just roll into it though, right quick. You do not own your kids. I repeat, you do not own your kids, or we do not own children, and vice versa. We're not owned by our parents, and we don't own our kids. You know, basically we are part of source, and our parents are just portals and we are just portals for souls to transfer themselves into this physical matrix. We don't own our kids. But and matter of fact, what's funny though, I start off on that point, but that ain't my main point. But I want to start off by saying that because we're dealing with raising your kids. We as parents, you have a lot of influence. Matter of fact, most of the brainwashing, for the better or for worse, you know what I'm saying, before government even touch you, it comes from your parent, in which you could kind of say in essence that some of that brainwashing from the government trickles into your parents and then trickles into their teachings. But for the most part, your parents is the first one to put it on you. You know what I'm saying? The first one to tell you that Caesar Borgia is Jesus. Before the government and before your for a slave master, anybody could ever do that to you. But anyway, what I was getting to though, is the fact that nowadays, you wanna. I tell people you never wanna force your kid to do anything like force your kid to play basketball. Like, oh, you gonna be a basketball star? Come on, let's go outside and shoot some. Like, nah, granted, nah, if that's what the kid loves, and then yes, like that's the thing, but too, and you present things to children. You don't necessarily force them to, but like say for instance, if you like basketball and you want to play basketball, you just present like, hey, you ain't never thought about picking up a basketball. Like you don't want to go outside, shoot some hoops or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you could present it to them, but you don't force them into it. You know what I'm saying? That is not your property. And it's not your meal ticket. Because a lot of parents, it all that trying to build up a meal ticket, all that you don't your kids and we coming from us too. We are not workhorses. Your child is not a workhorse. Your child is not something you own. But what I was getting to is though, even though you don't own your kids, like I say, dealing with things you might want them to get into. You want to plant the seed and talk about it with them, but you don't forcefully put them into it. But reason why I'm bringing this up though is because nowadays you want to teach your kid, like say for instance dealing with the pharmacies. Like you got kids, which with my generation they know too much. So you had people like excited going to school to be a pharmacist, going to be a doctor. I'm going to the military. I'm going work for the government. You know what I'm saying? Now we're getting to a age where you may be setting your kids up for detriment if you're influencing them to deal with these type of things like pharmacy. Matter of fact, because pharmacy, government, that all could trickle into Monsanto. Dealing with the seeds. But or working for the military or being a line news anchor or playing pro sports and matter of fact, all these type of things that won't be as important, in the near future you know. And when some of these things, of course, that it still might be making money, possibly, but they are things that are, some of it is like lower vibrational things that won't be beneficial to our growth in the future. And therefore, since we're moving in a high vibrational place, we're going through this paradigm switch, you know. Since we're going through this paradigm switch, Earth is raising this vibration. So, people are becoming more naturally into crystals, into holistic health, yoga, things of this nature. Matter of fact, that's why beforehand, when I got together, not only was I into, because I was becoming spiritually aware, I got into crystal things of this nature, but once I got into it, I knew like, oh wait, this is the future. Like, like people might not see it right now, but we all about to be rocking crystals and and eating holistic, eating organic fruits and vegetables on a raw diet, about to be eliminating doctors and nurses and pharmacists. You know what I'm saying? We're about to be eliminating those jobs just by default of what we're moving at high on a high vibrational level. So, you might want to start talking your kids into being, somebody, a holistic health doctor, or, a crystal healer dealing with Reiki, or, deal with yoga, or just something that is going to be not only more beneficial to society, but to themselves and just to our growth in general, in the future. And it's something that could be lucrative on a business level also, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not, of course, we don't go out here like, oh yeah, money, money, money. But it allow you, matter of fact, in these fields, it allow you to be spiritual and, get whatever exchange of energy, that you use to sustain yourself. So whether that's money or a bartering system, however the case may be, because we're getting close to that more often too. Because I was just at the cannabis cup, and I basically we had a bartering situation going where I exchanged some bracelets for some herb. Like that's the thing. Like moving to like it's like a a new age with some of the old ways, and with a innovative twist to it. But you want to influence your kids to deal more with these spiritual, spiritual, not say spiritual careers, but curriculums are things dealing with, in a spiritual area, moving towards holistic health or crystal healing, you know what I'm saying? Things of this nature. Because like I say, the pharmacist, like it's in the near future, it's gonna be to a point where, your kid will be without a job because everybody know that the pills is killing us at this point. Because like in the next 5 to 10 years, the majority of the world is gonna basically know like, all right, they killing us with this pharmacy stuff, or with the pro sports, like they treating us like slaves in these pro sports where matter of fact, where they take us to the draft like they putting a slave on the auction block, and look at this physical specimen, oh look at the length of him, look at his biceps, and he runs fast and do this, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't, it's gonna get more, and matter of fact, it'll get more and more slavish if they don't change that part. Pro sports is kind of like on that thin line because, they got a chance to change their situation somewhat. Well, even though, say for instance, even though sports is not something important to your spiritual growth, it's not super harmful. You know what I'm saying? It's not super harmful either, but the way I deal with it, because that's why I don't even watch sports or ESPN or none of that anymore, because anything taking me away from my spiritual growth or spiritual information, I don't have the time for it. But that's just me, because I've been seeking knowledge for so long, and I've been lied to for so long that once I got to the truth, that's all I wanted to do is just research and find more truth. You know what I'm saying? But you just basically, like I say, and you're not trying to forcefully change your kids into like dealing with holistic health and crystal healing. Like you're not forcefully doing this, and you ain't like you just just discussing it with them. Put the little bird like you should think about a career in this. Not for just like Source, like how Source hit us with an intuitive idea. We got the free will to follow our gut feeling or to go the opposite direction. Same thing with the way you display this to your kids. You don't forcefully tell them, hey, you're gonna be a holistic doctor. You know, cause my mama was a holistic doctor and like all that. I fast back. That's why I started off with the situation of we don't own each other in general, but for sure, like you don't own your children. Your children is not your possession. It is a being, basically like a being that you're supposed to teach the ropes as far as like teach them how to handle themselves on this earthly physical plane. You know, that's basically a family member that's a part of your soul family genetically too. because it's matter of fact, because your kid may be your grandfather, you know what I'm saying, or your great grandfather, or whatever the case may be. We recycle and reincarnate within our soul families, on the DNA and genetic level too, you know what I'm saying? So, but not to get that far off, but you definitely want to influence your kids to get more into, I don't like using the word new age, but because matter of fact, it's not really new in essence. It's just some stuff that we finally getting a hold of, stuff that ancient ancestors always knew and used, and we just finally realizing and waking up to knowing that that's what was going on the whole time. But you definitely want to influence your children to deal with those type of fields of careers or whatever the case may be. Matter of fact, tell them start their own YouTube channel. You should think about starting your own YouTube channel. Matter of fact, because instead of being a news anchor, you know, start your own little news site. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like getting paid to sell your soul and lie to the masses, you know what I'm saying? Put out some useful information. Still you could still be like a news anchor, but just be, your own entity as far as like having your own little website or news company, whatever the case may be. But again, we do not own the children, but as far as influencing their careers, you might want to be leading them towards these spiritual things that, like I say, that's becoming, more and more of a thing where they can get money from it, too. It ain't like it's just like, oh, this is where things are moving. No, it's gonna be, money, because that's where everything is going towards. Like mark my words, in the next 10 years, like things is gonna be very different. Like I'm sensing it now, how much things changing on a daily basis, which days don't even exist. I just feel like I'm just in the ongoing dream, which it really is. But, but before I get way off, so peace. Happy now. Now is the vibrate, of course, and we're not going too far in the future, not too far in the past. Right now, peace.